Ever feel like you're stuck in a loop with your habits? Like you're trying to make changes, but nothing ever really sticks? You are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to break down James Clear's Atomic Habits and look at a super simple framework that could totally change how you think about getting better.
Okay, let's start with an idea that might just flip everything you thought you knew about success on its head. See, it's not about having these massive, lofty goals. It's about the systems you build to get there. This one concept is really the key to everything we're going to talk about.
So that makes you wonder, right? What's so wrong with setting goals? I mean, aren't they supposed to be the secret to achieving anything? We're all obsessed with them for a reason. Or are we? Let's get into that.
And that brings us to our first big idea, what Clear calls the goal trap. We're going to explore why putting your goals first might actually be the very thing that's preventing you from making real, lasting change.
So what are the problems with being totally goal-focused? Well, for one, think about the Olympics. Every single athlete has the exact same goal, win the gold medal. But only a handful actually do. So clearly the goal itself isn't what separates the winners from everyone else. Plus, when you're fixated on an outcome, you're basically telling yourself, I'll be happy when I reach this milestone, which is a terrible way to live. And even if you do hit the goal, it's just a fleeting moment before you're looking for the next thing.
Okay, so if goals are the trap, what's the escape plan? Well, this is where we get to the heart of it all. It's about shifting our focus away from the outcome and on to the process. It's all about systems.
Let's put these two side by side so you can really see the difference. A goal is the result you want, right? Like, I want to write a book. The system is the process that gets you there. Like, I'm going to write 500 words every morning. See? The goal points you in a direction, but it's the system that actually makes you move. Goals are for winning once. Systems are for winning over and over again.
And this next part? This is a big one. Your results right now, they are a perfect reflection of the habits you have right now. They're not an accident. So if you want different results, you can't just wish for them. You have to fundamentally change the system that's producing them.
Okay, I get it. We need better systems. But how? How do we actually build them? Well, it's time to open up the toolkit. We're going to look at a really practical framework for designing the habits you want.
These are what Clear calls the 4 laws of behavior change. Think of them as the 4 magic levers you can pull to make good habits feel automatic and bad habits feel, well, almost impossible. Let's quickly walk through them.
First up, make it obvious. You want to make the cue for your good habit just unmissable. So you want to start running in the morning? Don't just hope you remember. The night before, lay out your running shoes, your clothes, everything, right where you'll trip over them. You're setting up your environment to nudge you in the right direction.
Number 2, make it attractive. Let's be real. If you hate doing something, you're not going to stick with it. It's human nature. So you have to find a way to make it appealing. Instead of thinking of exercise as a chore, maybe you find a sport you love, or you listen to your favorite podcast only when you're at the gym. Make it something you actually look forward to.
Law number 3 is huge. Make it easy. Our brains are fundamentally lazy, They're wired to follow the path of least resistance. So don't fight that, use it. Lower the barrier to entry as much as you can. Reduce the number of steps between you and your good habit.
And last but not least, number 4, make it satisfying. Here's the thing about our brains. They love an immediate payoff. The problem with most good habits, like saving money or eating healthy, is that the real reward is way off in the future. So you've got to find a way to reward yourself right now to tell your brain, hey, that was good, let's do it again.
Out of all those laws, that third one, make it easy, is probably the most critical for getting over the single biggest hurdle we all face, just starting. It's all about winning that first 5-minute battle with yourself.
And the secret weapon here is something called the 2-minute rule. The idea is so simple it's brilliant. Any new habit you're trying to build should take less than 2 minutes to do. Why? Because the goal isn't to run a marathon on day 1. The goal is to master the art of showing up. You have to establish the habit before you can ever hope to improve.
Let's see what this looks like in the real world. Instead of this huge, intimidating goal like read 30 books this year, your new habit is just read 1 page. Not 1 chapter, 1 page. Instead of do yoga, it's take out my yoga mat. Your goal isn't to run a marathon, it's just to put on your running shoes. Anyone can do that, right? You're making it impossible to say no.
I love this quote from Ed Lattimore because it just nails this idea. The hardest part of going to the gym isn't the workout. It's just getting through the front door. It's overcoming that initial inertia. The 2-minute rule is your crowbar to pry that door open.
All right, so we've got the tiny start down. But how do these little, almost insignificant actions turn into massive results?
Well, let's talk about the engine that drives all of this. This is where things get really exciting.
So, look at this number on the screen. 37x. What in the world could that mean? It looks kind of random, right? But it's actually the key to everything.
And here's the magic behind it. If you get just 1% better every single day, by the end of the year, you're not 1% better, or even 365% better. You are 37 times better. That is the insane, mind-blowing power of compounding. Small daily improvements add up to something gigantic.
So what's the big takeaway here? Is that you need to focus on your trajectory, not your current position. Time is going to magnify whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your best friend. Bad habits make it your worst enemy. It's those tiny, daily choices that will decide if you end up 37 times better or right back where you started. Okay, so we've covered a lot. The problem with goals, the power of systems, the 4 laws. Let's bring it all home and talk about what you can do right now, today, to put this into action. Because knowing this stuff is great, but doing it is what changes your life.
So I'm going to leave you with just one question. Forget about grand plans and massive overhauls. Just ask yourself this. What is one ridiculously, embarrassingly small step I can take today to get just 1% better? That's it. That's where you start.